From Cold War titans to space shuttle haulers, the sky has seen giants, each more extraordinary than the last. But one aircraft stands above the rest. A secretive behemoth rumored to carry Air Force One itself during global catastrophe. This isn't just aviation, it's national survival. Stick around until the end, because the final plane will change how you see power, secrecy, and the skies forever. 15. Convair B-36 Peacemaker. In the early days of the Cold War, when the world teetered between fear and firepower, the United States unveiled a monstrous machine, the Convair B-36 Peacemaker. Stretching over 160 feet, with a wingspan wider than a football field, this airborne leviathan boasted 6 rear-facing propellers and 4 jet engines, 10 in total. It wasn't just an aircraft, it was a flying statement of dominance. Capable of flying over 10,000 miles without refueling, the B-36 could deliver nuclear payloads across oceans and back, without needing to touch another runway. It never fired a shot in war, but its sheer presence redefined deterrence. To America's adversaries, it was a silent threat in the sky. To allies, it was a symbol of strategic reach. Inside, the crew operated in pressurized capsules, rare at the time, and the bomb bay could carry up to 87,000 pounds. That's nearly the payload of a modern C-5M Galaxy. Though retired in the late 50s, its legacy still echoes in today's long-range strategic bombers like the B-2 Spirit and the future B-21 Raider. Comment Peacemaker if you believe power doesn't always need to speak loudly, it just needs to fly high and be seen from every corner of the map. 14. Hughes H-4 Hercules Spruce Goose. In the annals of aviation history, few aircraft are as legendary and as paradoxical as the Hughes H-4 Hercules, better known by its nickname, the Spruce Goose. Crafted almost entirely from birchwood due to wartime aluminium restrictions, this colossal flying boat stretched over 218 feet in wingspan, longer than a Boeing 747, and was designed to carry more than 700 troops or 2 Sherman tanks. Its mission? To be America's lifeline across the Atlantic, safe from German U-boats. Built by eccentric billionaire Howard Hughes and the Hughes Aircraft Company, the H-4 cost more than $23 million at the time, over $200 million today, adjusted for inflation. But despite years of development, congressional hearings and media scrutiny, the aircraft only flew once, for just 26 seconds, at an altitude of 70 feet. Yet that short flight, in 1947, proved the impossible could leave the ground. The Spruce Goose was never deployed, but it became something greater, a monument to ambition. Housed today in the Evergreen Aviation and Space Museum in Oregon, it still dwarfs modern aircraft, silently reminding visitors that aviation history isn't just about what succeeded, but about what dared to reach beyond reason. And there's more. The next aircraft on our list didn't just defy logic, it redefined spaceflight. 13. Stratolaunch Roc. It doesn't look like much at first glance, just 2 cockpits, 6 engines, and a pair of wings stitched across a hollow fuselage. But the Stratolaunch Roc holds a world record, a wingspan of 385 feet, wider than a football field and larger than any aeroplane ever built. Born from the vision of Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen, Roc isn't meant to carry passengers or cargo in the traditional sense. Instead, it's designed to carry rockets high into the stratosphere. Its purpose? To serve as a flying launch pad, delivering payloads into orbit without relying on traditional ground-based infrastructure. That capability could revolutionize how we access space. At an estimated cost of over $500 million, the Stratolaunch project is both ambitious and secretive. Its twin fuselages and reinforced frame allow it to hoist over 500,000 pounds, making it ideal for launching next-generation vehicles like the Talon A, a hypersonic testbed developed by Stratolaunch Systems. Flying from California's Mojave Air and Spaceport, Roc has already made headlines in the defense and aerospace sectors, often drawing comparisons to NASA's shuttle carrier or even SpaceX's Starship ambitions. But this isn't just a big plane. It's a glimpse into a future where spaceflight begins not with a countdown, but with a runway. 12. Boeing Dreamlifter. It may look like an overfed 747, but the Boeing Dreamlifter is a logistics leviathan designed specifically to haul massive components of the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, like fuselage sections and wings. It transformed how modern aircraft are assembled. Instead of building everything in one place, Boeing could manufacture parts across Japan, Italy, and the US, then fly them to final assembly lines in South Carolina or Washington. The result? Faster production, lower costs, and a revolution in aerospace efficiency. With a cargo volume of 65,000 cubic feet, nearly triple that of a standard 747 freighter, the Dreamlifter is more warehouse than airplane. Boeing built only 4, each costing around $250 million after modifications, including a swing tail that opens like a vault door to load colossal parts with millimeter precision. Its bulk might seem clumsy, but it cruises at Mach 0.82, bridging continents in hours. In the world of aviation, most giants carry tanks or troops, but this one? It carries the future of commercial flight. Comment Dreamlifter supremacy if you think engineering should be this bold. And keep watching, because what's coming next makes even this sky titan look small. 11. Airbus Beluga XL. You may resemble a cartoonish flying whale, but the Airbus Beluga XL is one of the most critical logistical aircraft in the modern aerospace supply chain. Based on the Airbus A380-200, this aircraft was engineered to carry oversized aircraft components, like fuselages and wings, between Airbus factories across Europe. From Hamburg to Toulouse, every Beluga XL in flight is a $250 million solution to the problem of scale in aircraft manufacturing. With a cavernous cargo bay stretching over 63,000 cubic feet, the Beluga XL can transport parts too large for conventional freighters. It features a highly customized upper fuselage that bulges outward, enabling it to swallow entire A350 wings in one trip. Despite its size, the aircraft can cruise at 737 slight speeds, helping Airbus maintain just-in-time production across its fragmented supply network. Only 6 Beluga XLs exist, forming an elite dedicated fleet. They're not just logistics tools, they're the reason Airbus can build wide-body jets on tight schedules and compete with Boeing's global footprint. And for all its bulbous charm, the Beluga XL is serious business. Its paint job may include a cheeky smile, but the stakes it carries are worth billions in commercial aircraft orders and delivery deadlines. And there's a reason Airbus chose the name XL. 10. Lockheed C5M Super Galaxy. It's not just a plane, it's a flying fortress, designed to carry war. The Lockheed C5M Super Galaxy doesn't just transport cargo, it delivers power. With a payload capacity of over 280,000 pounds, it can haul M1 Abrams tanks, Apache helicopters, and even small submarines across oceans. That's nearly $140 million of hardware in a single flight. Its double-decked fuselage stretches more than 247 feet, making it one of the largest military aircraft in the world. Powered by 4 General Electric CF6 engines, the C5M can fly over 5,500 miles without refueling, landing in forward operating bases or remote airstrips with pinpoint precision. Its nose lifts upward to allow front loading, while its rear cargo doors open simultaneously, creating a straight-through loading design that turns entire battalions mobile in hours. But what makes the Super Galaxy terrifying isn't just its size, it's its strategy. In an age of digital warfare and drone strikes, the C5M reminds the world that boots, tanks, and steel still matter. When satellites fail and airspace closes, this aircraft becomes the backbone of rapid global deployment. It's not sleek, it's not subtle, but when the US military needs to send a message across the planet, it often arrives in the belly of a super galaxy. 9. Antonov An-124 Ruslan. The Antonov An-124 Ruslan isn't just a relic of Soviet engineering, it's a colossus still shaping modern logistics and military strategy. Originally built in the 1980s to rival the American C-5 Galaxy, the Ruslan remains indispensable to both commercial and military operations around the world. With a maximum payload of 150 tons, it can carry locomotives, oil rigs, and even other aircraft. That means it can haul cargo worth over $300 million in a single mission, depending on what's inside. Its cavernous fuselage stretches over 226 feet long, equipped with a kneeling nose gear that allows the entire front section to tilt forward, an iconic feature that speeds up loading oversized freight. Each wing houses massive Ivchenko Progress engines, giving it the raw thrust to lift cities into the sky. At least that's how it feels watching it take off. What's more staggering is its continued relevance. Despite being designed during the Cold War, the An-124 still serves NATO countries, private aerospace firms, and disaster relief missions. When the world needed to ship COVID-19 supplies across lockdown borders, Ruslan's answered the call. It's not just a plane, it's the global heavy hauler, a testament to engineering that outlasts ideology, borders, and decades of change. 8. Boeing 747 Shuttle Carrier Aircraft. The Boeing 747 shuttle carrier aircraft wasn't built to dominate the skies, it was built to carry something that could. Modified from a standard Boeing 747-100, this aircraft was engineered to transport NASA's space shuttles atop its fuselage, piggyback style. It looked surreal in flight, a spacecraft riding a jumbo jet, but this bizarre spectacle was critical to American space exploration. Two such aircraft were produced, one acquired from American Airlines and another from Japan Airlines. Heavily modified, they featured strengthened fuselages, vertical stabilizers for stability, and internal structural reinforcements. Each shuttle piggyback mission cost several $1 million, not including the $250 million it took to modify and operate the carrier itself. But the value wasn't just in money, it was in the legacy it carried. From ferrying shuttles across the US to staging at Kennedy Space Center, these 747s became icons of NASA's logistics, proof that space travel wasn't just about rockets, but also about the infrastructure that held the program together. Their legacy lives on, not just in museum displays, but in how we imagine cooperation between aerospace engineering and ambition. And as the camera lingers on its final flight, shuttle on top, nose to the wind, it feels like watching two titans riding into history together. 7. Ilyushin Il-76. The Ilyushin Il-76 isn't just an aircraft, it's a symbol of survival in the world's most unforgiving places. Born during the Cold War, this Soviet-era beast was designed to operate where others couldn't. Unpaved runways, war zones, and disaster-stricken cities. With 4 engines, a T-tail, and a reinforced airframe, it could drop 40 tons of cargo onto rough terrain without breaking a sweat. Used by over 40 countries, from Russia to India, and even humanitarian groups, the An-76 has become the unsung hero of global logistics. During the 2020 Beirut explosion, it flew emergency supplies into the shattered city. In Afghanistan, it delivered armored vehicles and aid to remote outposts no commercial plane could reach. Its rugged utility isn't just legend, it's real, and it's operational across extreme climates, from Siberia's frozen plains to desert heat in Sudan. While it may not carry the luxurious cachet of a Boeing or Airbus, the Il-76 carries something more enduring: reliability under chaos. Units cost upwards of $50 million, and many are still flying after decades of service. If you've ever seen footage of aid landing in the middle of nowhere, chances are you've seen the Il-76 in action. Comment workhorse if this underrated beast just earned your respect. 6. Lockheed C-130 Hercules. The Lockheed C-130 Hercules isn't just a plane, it's a legend in camouflage. Born in the 1950s and still active in more than 60 countries today, this 4-junctioned turboprop has landed on more runways, real and improvised, than any other military aircraft in history. Jungle clearings, icy Arctic strips, war-torn gravel fields. If there's a patch of flat Earth, chances are the C-130 has touched down on it. Its versatility goes far beyond troop transport. The Hercules has been converted into flying hospitals, airborne gunships, and aerial firefighters. The C-130J Super Hercules, the latest variant, costs around $100 million and comes equipped with cutting-edge avionics, defensive countermeasures, and even satellite communications, making it not just tough, but smart. During Hurricane Katrina, it flew into chaos to deliver critical supplies. In Afghanistan, it slipped into remote valleys to evacuate wounded soldiers under fire. What makes the C-130 iconic is its blend of simplicity and adaptability. No matter the mission, disaster relief, combat logistics, or even space capsule recovery, it delivers. And with thousands of flight hours logged annually, it's more than a tool, it's a backbone. In a world of stealth jets and drones, the Hercules remains a testament to what reliable, rugged engineering can achieve across generations. 5. Airbus A380. The Airbus A300 was supposed to redefine luxury in the skies. At over 240 feet long, with a wingspan of nearly 262 feet, it became the largest passenger aircraft ever built. An airborne palace, capable of seating over 800 people in an all-economy layout, or roughly 450 in first-class opulence. Some versions boasted private suites, onboard lounges, and even showers at 40,000 feet. Emirates, the A380's most prominent operator, famously configured theirs with gold-trimmed interiors and bar lounges, pushing the aircraft's value north of $445 million per unit. Yet, for all its ambition, the A380 became a symbol of aviation excess. Most airports couldn't handle it without major redesigns, and operating such a behemoth proved costly, especially amid rising fuel prices and a shift toward point-to-point travel. Airlines like Lufthansa and Air France phased it out quietly, replacing it with more efficient twin 87 Dreamliner and Airbus A350. Still, the A380 remains an engineering marvel, graceful, iconic, and a favorite among aviation enthusiasts. Its double-decker silhouettes will likely remain etched in the skies for decades. But in a world where efficiency and flexibility reign, the A380's fate became a quiet reminder. Being the biggest doesn't always mean being the best. 4. Antonov An-225 Mriya. The Antonov An-225 Mriya wasn't just the largest aircraft ever flown, it was aviation ambition made real. Stretching 275 feet, with a wingspan longer than a football field and powered by 6 massive engines, it could lift over 550,000 pounds of cargo. That's more than the weight of a fully loaded 747. Originally built in the Soviet Union to transport the Buran space shuttle, the AN-225 later hauled everything from locomotives to power plant turbines and even humanitarian aid to disaster zones. Valued at over $300 million, the AN-225 was a one-of-a-kind behemoth owned and operated by Antonov Airlines. Its cargo bay was cavernous, big enough to swallow tanks, helicopters, and industrial machinery with room to spare. Its massive landing gear had 32 wheels, designed to distribute weight across runways that had never seen anything like it. But in February 2022, the world watched in disbelief as Mriya was destroyed during the Russian invasion of Ukraine. A symbol of Ukrainian engineering prowess and a global logistics titan, gone in a single strike. Still, its legacy endures, not only in aviation records, but in the blueprint of what's possible when engineers dream without compromise. Some say a second Mriya shell remains. Will it ever fly? 3. McDonnell Douglas KC-10 Extender. The McDonnell Douglas KC-10 Extender isn't just a tanker, it's a force multiplier. Built on the DC-10 commercial airliner frame, this aircraft was transformed into a military powerhouse, capable of doing what few others can, simultaneously refuel other aircraft mid-air and carry troops or cargo across continents. With a fuel capacity of over 350,000 pounds and the ability to deliver both boom and hose and drogue refueling systems, the KC-10 serves NATO allies and US missions with unmatched versatility. Inside, its wide-body design offers massive space, enough to transport nearly 75 troops and 170,000 pounds of cargo, all while performing aerial refueling operations. And it's not just operational, it's strategic. The KC-10 has supported missions ranging from combat air patrols to humanitarian relief, quietly ensuring air superiority and global mobility. Costing approximately $88 million per unit when built, This flying gas station continues to play a critical role in long-range deployments and wartime logistics. It might not have the futuristic look of stealth bombers, but in the chessboard of modern warfare, the KC-10 is the queen. Versatile, enduring, and essential. Its legacy shaped the future KC-46 Pegasus by Boeing, showing that even behind-the-scenes giants can shift the balance of global power. 2. Boeing 747-8. The Boeing 747-8 isn't just a commercial marvel, it's the foundation for the future of presidential aviation. At over 250 feet in length, it stands as the longest passenger aircraft ever built. Yet its significance goes far beyond size. This aircraft has been selected as the base platform for the next generation of Air Force One, a role that transforms it into a flying command center for the most powerful office on Earth. Valued at nearly $400 million per customized unit, the 747-8 offers unmatched capabilities, intercontinental range without refueling, secure communications systems, and defensive countermeasures designed to withstand electronic warfare or missile threats. Inside, it's more than luxury. It's operational resilience wrapped in high-gloss paneling and encrypted tech. From Boeing's design floors in Everett, Washington, to classified modifications in military hangars, the transformation of this aircraft is a feat of aerospace and national security engineering. While airlines like Lufthansa or Korean Air may use it for commercial prestige, the US government sees something else. A symbol of continuity, deterrence, and high-altitude governance. The 747-8 doesn't just carry people, it carries the chain of command. And when it finally replaces the aging VC-25AS, it will redefine what a plane and power can look like at 35,000 feet. 1. The secret plane that can carry Air Force One. Imagine a plane so massive, so secretive, that it could carry Air Force One itself. Not just the president, but the entire presidential jet. While never publicly confirmed, defense insiders have long whispered about a black project, a classified aircraft engineered for worst-case scenarios like nuclear war or a total communications blackout. This isn't just a transport plane. It's a flying fortress designed for continuity of government, ensuring that the US presidency can survive, operate, and command even if the ground is lost. Speculation suggests it's larger than the C-5M Super Galaxy, possibly derived from a modified Antonov An-225 Mriya platform before it was destroyed, or a heavily upgraded Boeing 747 variant, cloaked in secrecy and equipped with hardened avionics, EMP shielding, and secure satellite uplinks. Its hangars are rumored to exist in classified desert bases, far from public eyes or radar. If it exists, its value wouldn't be measured just in dollars. It would likely cost over $1 billion, factoring in security tech, stealth modifications, and global range. It's the ultimate insurance policy. Do you think such a plane exists, or is it pure Cold War mythology? Comment your theory below. We've traveled from wooden marvels to flying fortresses, through cargo whales and Cold War giants. Each aircraft a glimpse into human ambition at scale. But it's that last plane, the one built to protect a presidency in the face of global collapse, that shows how aviation isn't just about altitude, it's about authority. If you found this fascinating, hit that like button, subscribe to Billionaire Story, and ring the bell so you don't miss what's flying next. We're just getting started.